'cause I wanna. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. So I said yesterday I was gonna make this video today, and no one else would probably want to see it. But anyway, boop boopity boop boop poop. I'm gonna do the video, and then I got a box to unbox, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna put some makeup on anyway, so I might as well make the video and then unbox the box. The box that we always wait for every month. Canadians do in anticipation. It's Topbox, everybody. But today, right now, this video, we're going to play with the stuff we got from Tribe. The Pure Defense. I want to play with that palette. The Pure Defense. And maybe, I didn't even look. I was supposed to be looking at videos to figure out how to put this in my crease. And I just haven't had the time. But anyway, we're just gonna do it. We're gonna do it, and we're gonna play with the Gerard Cosmetics. It's a concealer base, concealer, and an eye base. You can use it as both. Clean canvas eye concealer and base is on the box. You can use it as both. And I've been using this. Love it. I've been using it as an eye base. I forget about concealer until I put it on as an eye base. I'm like, oh crackers! I forgot. I can use that as a concealer. So that's what we're going to do. What a mess I got going on here. And I also want to say, yesterday in my Look Fantastic video, I talked about a foot mask. It's from the brand Life. It's not this one. This is the moisturizing foot mask. I posted a picture of this on our Facebook page. But just so you're aware, this is not the exfoliating foot mask. This is their moisturizing one. You can buy two for $8. So I usually get the exfoliating one and then the moisturizing one. But it's the brand Life. This is life. Na 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 na. Is that the right song? Anyway, I think the exfoliating one's got like a lemon or something on it. I think, don't quote me, I can't remember. But I just want to let you know it's from the brand Life. And it says like, I don't know, exfoliating or something like that on it. I can't remember, but I think that's what it says. Something like that. Okay, quickly put on some foundation. And I also wanted to make this video because I wanted to talk about LARPing. So I've been binge watching Supernatural, and I'm a Dean fan. Yeah, I like Sam, but sometimes I find Sam way too whiny and selfish. I'm a Dean fan and a Cass fan, and I even like Crowley. If you watch the show, you'll know what I'm talking about, but that's what I've been doing, binge watching Supernatural. I think I'm on like season 12 now, something like that, and I think there's like 15 seasons, and I believe it's done, like the show is done, I believe, right? I think it was like the 15th season the show is done or something. That's what I think I read, but I could be wrong. Anyway, so in this show, one of the shows was about these people who are LARPing. And it's actually in real life. People actually do this. And you're all going, at least some of you are probably saying, what's LARPing? If you're like me and you're totally out of the clueless, out of the loop. What is LARPing?
According to Wikipedia, a live-action role-playing game is a form of role-playing game where the participants physically portray their characters.
Yeah. So, I remember an episode of CSI. And what foundation am I wearing? ColourPop, maybe? Maybe I'll wear ColourPop. And there were these characters on this episode of CSI, and they were dressed up as like cats and dogs and foxes and raccoons and stuff. And in their costume, they believe that they're a raccoon or a bear or a cat. You know, they have cat names, and they will drink milk from the bowl and act like the animals would act, kind of thing, right? I remember that episode of CSI. Do you guys remember that episode of CSI? I think it was CSI Vegas or something. Anyway, but that's LARPing, and it's actually, people actually do that. Like, there's actual groups of people who do this LARPing, role-playing, real-life stuff. Like, there could be a LARPing, like, kingdom. Like, you got a king and a queen and a peasants and witches and dragons and fairies and all this here stuff, right? and you act out, you know, they probably meet up on the weekends with their other LARPing friends in costume, and that whole time when you're in costume, you're that character. Like, you live, eat, sleep, drink, pee, poop that character, you know. The whole time you're, you know, in character. That's who you are for that weekend, and you're fighting a bad guys, or you could be a bad guy, you know what I mean? And this is real, like real. I wonder if there's any places like this in Canada. I wonder if there's any like real life fairy LARPing in Canada. Let's see. Real life fairy LARPing Canada. Quebec? LARPing in the free world? There's something going on in Quebec. Elves, warriors, and goblins. Oh my. There's like hundreds of people doing... So it is. There's stuff here in Canada. I guess you... I don't know. I guess you like go online, find a group. I think maybe it might be like from maybe a favorite book, or like a favorite movie, or always, never fails, every single time. I got something in my eye. Never fails. Come on. Get out. Like a favorite book, maybe, a favorite movie, a favorite, you know, TV series, or a video game. I think that's maybe, you know, where you would find those groups in under like their favorite video games, TV shows, movies, books, something like that. But I'm thinking, it sounds like fun. Like, it sounds like a lot of fun. You know, you can be like a wench or a pirate, you know, and you live that, you know. And I am fascinated with history, like fascinated, and I love anything magical, you know, like fairies, because I seen one when I was 9. I seen a fairy, a couple. They came to me. Yes, they did. And I still remember this. So if it were not true, why would I remember, you know, at 46? Fairies are real, people. Fairies are real. And you think I'm joking, but I'm not. I literally know they're real. Not joking. Serious. So, I think it sounds interesting, you know. I think I'd like to go and watch something like that play out, right? But yeah, LARPing. You just don't know what's going to happen in this day and age, do you? Like, everything and anything is possible. And anything and everything is accepted, you know? So that's pretty cool, you know? I mean, if you would have told my parents, you know, that, hey, you get to dress up and pretend you're Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, and then, you know, there might be a whole LARPing thing. If you told them that, they would have been like, what's wrong with these people? Shouldn't be out, you know, working, farming, something, fishing. But I don't know. I think it's interesting. I would love to go and see something like that. Lisa, you're putting on way too much foundation. Stop. I would like to go and see something. I think I would. I would like to go and see how it's all put together. And because I know in the US, they do like reenactments of the war and stuff like that, right? Well, I'm assuming they do, because we always see it on TV, on different shows and movies. So I'm assuming they do. You know, they'll do like the reenactments of parts of the Civil War, you know, where some of the deadliest battles went down. I'm assuming they do that because we see it in the movies. Is that true? If you're from the States, I mean, that's real, right? They do that, the reenactments, right? I mean, like we all reenact, you know, the birth of Christ, Christmas time. You can call that LARPing. I mean, kind of. And you're not like in costume being that character. I mean, that's acting, really. Yeah, not really LARPing. But there's been some type of LARPing going on for centuries. You know, acting is kind of LARPing, right? Yeah, so that's LARPing. And does anyone here part of a LARPing organization? That would be, if you are, I would love to hear about it. If you're a LARPer and, you know, what you do and what your role is, and it's taken from what story, because everything is a story, right? I just think I have learned so much from this show. I have. I'm going to tell you a story. So, speaking of angels. Okay, so like, I'm just going to say this and then we're just going to go on, move on. I believe there's a God who's got many different names. Many, many, many different names. I don't believe in religion, but I believe that there's a God. And in all different religions, God is called something different. I think there's one God with many different names. And I think his whole purpose, his whole point is for us to be kind. That's it. I think do unto others as they would have, you would have them do unto you, the golden rule. And I think that's how, you know, what we should live by, you know, be kind to each other. And I think you put all those religions together and that's the message. Be kind, you know? So that's where I stand with that. I just think he's everywhere. And I don't believe in religions, but I do believe in God. And he's everywhere. That's where I stand on that. And everyone is entitled to their own belief. Like, I'm not going to, you know, say your belief is wrong. You know what I mean? And I don't expect you to say my belief is wrong. And if you don't believe, that's cool too. Just be kind. And I think that's what God is kindness, you know? Really, that's what I think. He's kindness. Anyway, but angels. So this show, Supernatural, right? Oh, Dean's hot. Anyway, he is really hot though. He's got such a nice body. You see it. Anyway, they're talking about angels. And, well, there's an angel in the show, Castiel. She's so cute. I love Castiel. And I was thinking about it because they were saying, you know, like when you pray, angels hear, right? Sometimes they come to you and sometimes they don't. I guess it all depends on your experience, right? But I remember that was a Gerard concealer. Love it. I use it as a base, use it as a concealer. I remember when I was at my lowest, an angel, well, see, it's funny the things that you remember, but this is when I was like 27 years old, and a fight was coming. There was a big fight coming in regards to my life, right? And I didn't know if I could do it. And I remember, you know, not thinking I can do it and just wanting to end everything. So I left my little apartment, went for a walk, and I ended up on the back steps of a church. And I started praying. And I couldn't tell you what church it was. I know where it is, but I couldn't tell you what kind. And, you know, like, tell me I can get through this, you know? Like, there's going to be courts and trials and stuff. Just, God, tell me I can get through this, you know? Like, why should I not just end it all right now? You know, kind of thing. It was a bad place. It was a bad time. Anyway, someone walked, it was like in the back steps behind the church. And out of nowhere, there's this person with a bag of groceries. And just came and sat next to me, and we started talking. And it was like, was that a sign? You know? Like, where did this person come from? It wasn't like I was on a busy street. I was behind a church. And he just happened to walk the parking lot. You know? So, anyway, sometimes I wonder about that and go, were you up there really listening, angels? You know, was that really an angel that showed up that day, kind of thing? You never know, right? Everyone has a different story, you know, and people are entitled to believe whatever they want to believe. But I think the whole purpose of everything is be kind, you know, and I think that's all that matters is if you're kind, you know what I mean? You know, it doesn't matter what religion you are, where you come from, who you love, how you identify. As long as you identify as human, that's all that matters to me. You know, I mean, you can do LARPing on the weekend and identify as a fairy, but, you know, in real life, be human. And I think that's all, to me, that's all that matters. And I think that's all that should matter is that you're kind. That's it, you know. Just be kind to people. You know, just be kind. So, okay, that's my story on LARPing. But if you LARP, let me know. I want to know about it. Like, I really, really want to know about your LARPing experience. Do you know of anywhere to LARP here in Canada, in Toronto? I like to go watch, and, you know, I think that'd be interesting. You know, wear the outfits, for sure. Like, a 1700s, like, you know, dress with the corset and the boobs up to here kind of thing. Girl, I'd be all over that. Yeah. Be like a good witch or something. But then I have to watch the Supernatural too. Sometimes you get a little bit scared about that, because what if you had something old and it was haunted? You know? Do you believe in ghosts? I believe in ghosts. I've never seen a ghost. Myself, my mom has, and I know a couple of people who have, but I've never personally seen a ghost. So, do you think ghosts are real? I think they are. And you know what? I think if there's a heaven, I think there's a hell. Definitely. You can't have one without the other, right? I do believe in that. And I believe that at one point throughout life, I believe that there were werewolves and vampires, because, I mean, how is it you got, like, all these caves from all around the world, ancient writing from different tribes talking about the same thing? Do you know what I'm saying? You know, I think a lot of folklore, there's truth to everything. Just like Zeus. I mean, they found statues of Zeus, you know, hundreds and hundreds of years old, thousands and thousands of years old. I believe in every part of a folklore there is some truth. What do you think? Just like I think that there's something out there. I mean, the earth is peanuts in comparison to, you know, the universe, right? You're trying to tell me we're the only one, we're alone? Not a chance. And I think the government knows. I do. I definitely think the government knows. Because look at it this way, guys. Men have been around for thousands of years, right? But in the last 60 years, they came up with internet and email and cell phones and stuff in the last 60. Really? You know how they got all that technology, right? I think it's because, you know, they found a ship. That's what I think. I think they found a ship and they stole some stuff. I mean, you never know. One thing I always wondered, though, is if there was a time machine. I've always wondered about that. Is there a time machine? If you knew that you can go into a time machine and go back and change something in your life, where would you go? What year? How old would you be? God, I think about this sometimes, and it always changes. It's like, I wish I can go back and be 6, but knowing what I know, you know? Because, yeah, you can go back, but you got to go back knowing what you know, or else nothing will change, right? So, if there were a time machine, I was thinking about this the other day, and I think probably 6, the age of 6. Yeah. I would go back and then change my life, I think. Some parts of it. You know what I mean? But I would definitely have to know what I know now. Like, all of that stuff. And not about, like, people, but know what I know about myself, I think. I would like to go back and change, you know, to have more confidence and know who to trust and, you know, maybe do better in school, you know what I mean? Follow the dreams I had, right? And that all comes with confidence, I think. And I think if that's what I would like, to go back knowing what I know. Because if you go back not knowing what you know now, then there's really no point in going back, is there? Okay, face is done. playing with the Miss Pure Defense Anti-Pollution eyeshadow palette that we got in Topbox. I've already tried this on a few times. Very, very nice palette. And when I unboxed this, I remember saying, okay, this does not feel like the Pure palettes I've gotten from Boxy. And a couple of weeks ago, I tried on a Pure eyeshadow palette that came from Boxycharm. And I thought it was not that great. I actually thought it was crappy, right? But I've tried this a few times. Completely different. Like, the formula is different. It's creamy. It's buttery. The only thing, there's, kickback in the pan, but that's quite normal, Most eyeshadow palettes do have kickback. But man, this palette, well done, Pure. Because I remember hearing that their eyeshadow palettes were getting better. But again, the only thing I've ever tried from Pure Cosmetics was what I got from Boxycharm, and that was just a load of baloney. But this, thank you, Tribe. Right, talking about Boxycharm. Okay, guys. Did you see that Natasha Denona palette that's only made for Boxycharm that's coming in the November base box? Did you see it? It's a beauty, right? I want it, But there's only 1 million palettes being made, okay? So only 1 million subscribers are getting that Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette in the base box for November. Beauty palette. Only 1 million. There's 4 million subscribers. And I believe, don't Canadians get their boxes packed last? Right? I always thought that our boxes were last to be packed. The Canadians. US goes out first, and then it's us, the Canadians. So do you think we're going to get this eyeshadow palette? I don't think we are. I think randomly there will be a few of us Canadians who'll get it, but mostly it's going to be Americans because our boxes are packed last, I do believe. Once the Americans' boxes are packed up and shipped off, then they do Canada. And yeah, I think we're, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of unhappy people. And there's going to be a lot of people who love Natasha Denona who's going to sign up for this box, hoping that they get it. And that'd be a bugger too, right? Can you imagine? Oh, I just signed up. I never signed up for Boxycharm before. So I signed up just to get this box, and then they get it. And somebody who's been with the company for like 5 years don't, right? Ooh. I think there's going to be a lot of angry people about this. I really, really do. And, what are they going to give the other people? Do you know what I mean? Okay, so here's a Natasha Denona palette for 1 million. And the other 3, what are they going to give us? Right? I don't know. And I also want to know, this Natasha Denona palette, I want to know where it's being made. Is it being made in Boxycharm's lab in China? Because if Miss Denona said yes to that, I don't know. To me, that's just, please don't, I'm hoping that she don't. I'm hoping it's made in her lab, Hoping and praying. Because I know they've been talking about an eyeshadow palette from Natasha Denona for Boxycharm for a long time. So I'm hoping it just took this long to make it in her actual lab where the rest of her palettes come from. Man, if this one comes up and says made in China or the PRC, I don't know. I think I'll lose respect for Miss Denona if she does that. I just don't see her doing that. I really don't. I mean, Manny MUA, he didn't do it, right? Morphe probably did, but not Manny stuff. So I don't know. What do you think? What do you think with the palette? Are you staying with the company? Because I know a lot of people are thinking about canceling, and then they seen that spoiler, and they're like, okay, well, I wanted to cancel, but I also want that eyeshadow palette, so I don't want to cancel. And then if they don't get it, they're going to be pissed off because they didn't cancel, you know. I don't know. I want that palette. And then you're going to get people selling the palette for a ridiculous price, because if there's only 1 million, never to be made by Natasha Denona to be selling on her website or Sephora, then people are going to be upset if they can't get it. And they're, you know, other people are going to sell it for a ridiculously high price. Poor Ian. So Ian's got diverticulosis, and he's been suffering in pain, oh my God, since Monday night at 3. And nothing is working. He's taking antibiotics. Poor guy is suffering in pain. Okay. Going in with this, like, I don't know what kind of shade shimmer you are. This kind of shimmer here. I'm using a brush first. And I'm just putting that right in the center of my lid. My phone is going off and I don't know why. Right there. You can apply it with the brush. It comes off with the brush. I didn't even wet it. I did get more with my fingertip though, but it does work with the brush. It always surprises me when a shimmer can go on with a brush. I always get surprised. That's when I know this is good. If I can use a brush to put on shimmer, I'm intrigued. Because usually I use my fingertips. I'm taking like the champagne shade that's there. We got some different colors going on today, don't we? Just want to brighten that up just a little bit more. They're still working on my outside, the parking and stuff. You can probably still hear the trucks in the background. All right, I need just a little bit. What have I got all over there? I just want to make this a little bit darker. Didn't I have a smaller brush? I did. So I'm going to take some of that black that's there in the palette. And I'm just lightly sweeping it on because I don't want it too dark. But there is some fallout from the black eyeshadow. 27 minutes. All right then. I am so impressed with this eyeshadow palette. Without a doubt, the best pure eyeshadow palette I have ever tried. But again, the only ones I've ever tried were from Boxycharm, and to me, those were crap. Because I think it was made in China, in their lab in China, or whatever it is they do when they work with companies and they need a lot of eyeshadow palettes. You know, I do believe Manny's was made from his lab. Like a few of the companies will go, no, we have our own lab. But some, even if they have their own lab, they'll go, okay, you can use our design, our box, our name, you know, and the same colors, but get it made cheaper in China, right? And that's how some of these companies do what they do, right? Some of these subscription boxes. But I'm very, very happy with this one, that it's actual pure, you know what I mean? From Pure, and this is fabulous. I can't see where it's made. This is made in Taiwan. Does that say Taiwan? I think this says made in Taiwan, but I can tell you without a doubt that the formula in this is so different than the Boxycharm one that I tried last week or the week before from Pure, or the other ones that I've tried that I've gotten from Boxycharm. Beautiful palette. Very, very excited. All right, so I'm just going to put on some mascara. I'm going to go and unbox my Boxycharm box. So let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about different folklore? Do you think it's all baloney and there was never any such thing? What do you think about LARPing? Do you know anybody who LARPs? Do you call it LARPs? I mean, is that what you would call it? You know, and what are some of the different LARPing themes, I guess you would call them themes, that you've heard about, right? I think that'd be funny. And cool. I think it'd be fun to do, to try at least once. I mean, I think you would really need to be into the story, you know, and into your character. And what happens if you love a certain character and you go and, you know, you like live, eat, and breathe this character, and then somebody else wants the same character too? What happens then? Do you know, do they pick? Is there a captain of the team that gets to pick stuff? I mean, how does all that work? I guess it's an organization, right? You probably got to pay, you know, to join and stuff, like a team. Right. Oh, man-eater. So, that's my look, everybody. And that's my foolishness. All things magical. Anyway, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about it all? Do you watch Supernatural? And I will see you in my next video. Bye.